Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
Farmer Poe, what's happening?
What's happening, bro? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro. I just got over being sick for a week, and it was the worst.
That's why the text was dry, man, because I'll be like, yo, and then you'd be like, chirp, and I'll be like, yo. I'm like, nah, bro, would it hit me or something?
Nah, I was out, bro. I still got a little bit of the symptoms.
Okay.
But, you know, when you feel like you're sick and you have the symptoms over being, like, back and then still having some of the symptoms, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I hate being sick, especially the weather was good and nice, and I just felt horrible.
I had to rearrange the male fragrances, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the winter and fall, and then you got that citrus, the light. So I was like, I got to rearrange that. Yeah. I got to go through my, the wardrobe and start putting the sweats up and pulling out the shorts.
Yeah, I almost took a jacket outside a couple of times, and I was like, hold up.
It ain't even that type of party.
Nah. Turn right back around. Y'all had to get rid of the candles too that I had in the living room. That was
got to rearrange them.
Yeah, that was like a pine needle.
Yeah,
smells like Christmas.
That Christmas smell, man. You gotta get the palm tree.
Yeah.
Type
some
of
lavender.
Yeah. Some lavender.
Yeah, lavender always do the job.
Yeah. For sure. I'm actually shocked, man. Because usually in March, it gets you to that spring, but you still deal with that wild wind and wild rain first. But it seems
I looked at the weather report for because I was trying to see how much more rain we were going to get. Yeah. So I didn't have to water as much.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of days of rain, it said, in April. I don't know if the weather would be changing once it get closer to the month, but it was like, you know, they say April showers bring May flowers. It was like 2-3 days of rain, it looked like.
Okay.
And it's already here. It's like, it was 75 the other day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that time, man. I'm gonna have to grab
all that old being cold.
Yeah,
that's a wrap for that.
I'm gonna miss that, man. Because you know that's our season. That's men's season, man. We get the layer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
it does feel good to like be out. Like I like this in between time.
Yeah.
Where it's like
it's not too hot, not too cold.
Naturi said it today. She said it's hot and cold because we were walking down the street. And the sun was out, but it was a cool wind blowing. Yeah. So I like that. We call that perfect skate weather.
There you go. Yeah. There you go, man. Yeah. Dog, we got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about. And so we just gonna dive into it, man, with the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I'm gonna just say this, and I know you're gonna say a piece, because we both fans of the art. I hate this. I hate this Jake Paul and this Mike Tyson thing. First of all,
why you hate it?
For starters, because I see the pattern with Jake Paul. You're not fighting people that is just gonna be completely at your level. There's always some type of advantage you're gonna have, or potential advantage. Don't get me wrong. The way Mike Tyson is moving for his age is crazy. Yeah. I see people that are 7 years younger than him that are in their 50s, and they like, man, I can't even.
Bro, when I see those videos of him fight, like during the sparring, that's the only time I'm ever like, damn, I'm scared as fuck to ever have to encounter. Like, I usually don't get like, you know, you ain't saying like you gonna win every fight, but you don't look at somebody typically like damn,
man, it might.
Nigga, if he hit
I
me,
might get an L.
My nigga out there shoot Mike.
Hey, it's like the Locks. Remember when the Locks was talking about they ran into Mike Tyson? Yeah. He was like, yo, man, he was looking. Jadakiss was telling the story. Man, he was looking at Eve, man. And we was like, yo, we gonna have to poke Mike, man. We gonna have to pause. We gonna have to poke Mike because they had the shank, right?
Yeah, we had. I remember that. Yeah. He was on the radio.
But then they was like, yo, Sheik gonna go first because he the biggest.
Yo,
he gonna knock Sheik out.
It's a done deal.
Yeah,
lights out, sleep. Yeah, waking up later.
And they asked us like, well, who was Mike with? Dolo. He was Dolo. I'm like, yo, the fact that you got to come out with a plot. You got to come up with a plot to fight one man, and it's three of y'all let you know that he really was the baddest man on the planet back then. But you fast forward time, and you have him still being he could still be a problem for most, right? But let's not get it twisted. He's still considered legally a senior citizen.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, and that's the part where I'm like, come on, that's trash.
And we know Jake Paul gonna win.
Yeah, it's by design.
Yeah, this is a new sport now.
I told the homie Jamal.
WWF of boxing.
Yeah, the WWF.
This is boxing.
And doesn't he have I'm sorry, WWE? Does he have a WWE? Doesn't he have a WWE contract as well? Jake Paul?
I'm not sure. It could be his brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot, man. I be forgetting about. Yeah,
you got a brother.
But to me, they're the same person because they do the same antics.
They look the same.
They look the same. They do the same stuff. So I don't know, but I told the homie Jamal the other day.
He better not hurt Mike.
I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Mike took a dive. I feel like he's gonna take a dive. I feel like this is just a money grab.
It's crazy to hear Mike taking a dive. That's like, come on, man,
bro.
That's where we at.
Bob Barker. If the price is right. If the price is right, dog.
Because who he fighting next? He gonna fight Mayweather? You think Mayweather will do some? Mayweather's gonna win.
Well, now, one thing I can say about Mayweather, dog, is because he fought Logan Paul, right?
Yeah, that's the brother. Yeah.
And he's the less experienced brother out of the two with the boxing.
I think so, and I had got them mixed up at one time.
And so my thing is it's like you're not fighting people that you really are going to have to fight. And that are going to enjoy.
It's never.
And that are going to enjoy
evenly matched.
Putting pause on you.
Is that what you're saying? It's never evenly matched.
It's like I said, these fights are handpicked
because he beat Silva, and Silva's not a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
So Silva,
there's an advantage. Yeah, and let's not forget, we're talking about an old Anderson Silva
who done got knocked out.
Yeah, he's not. The confidence is already. The age is there. The confidence is disappeared. We're not talking about prime people. That's why I said go fight somebody in their prime.
So what's the bag you're getting? Because
it has to be a bag for Mike Tyson to say, all right, I'll do it. Man. You know what I'm saying?
The reason I don't like it is because I'm interested in it now because I'm seeing different. I'm looking at it at a different perspective. Mm-hmm. It's the Great White Hope. Mm-hmm. This is the Great White Hope.
You remember the movie The Great White Hype?
Great White Hype was Damon Wayans, but the Great White Hope, the original one, is with James Earl Jones.
Okay.
And that's so it's basically like that. They're putting our
heroes.
Where are the white fighters at? Because they're putting up our great fighters
in their past their twilight,
and it's to like I don't know. I look at it like, is it some way for the ego? Because I mean, y'all got Tyson Fury, but he ain't even really a white dude. He a gypsy. So.
Isn't he named after Mike Tyson though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's homage there if you think about it.
Yeah.
But
and that's a bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I don't understand.
Why not fight Deontay Wilder?
Bro, Deontay Wilder don't know how to put that hand away.
Why not fight him? Or who's homie?
Because Wilder's not that great of a boxer. He connect, all he got to do is touch you one time with that. Like Francis Ngannou, he just got beat by.
Yeah, why not fight him?
No, don't. Ooh, no, fight. What? And they're not gonna have him fight a real fighter, bro.
That's my point. These guys will show you something as far as it coming to an actual boxing match.
Ngannou is not that great of a boxer either. I mean, but he just land one and it'll be over. But that's with those different type of gloves as well.
And you got to remember, he's also been training to box. So we're not talking about like
but he just got put down by an actual boxer
as expected. Yeah. This is the difference. This is what happens when you step into an arena where somebody has really crafted their skill, right?
Yeah, stay in your lane like Mayweather. Mayweather ain't tried to do nothing else outside of boxing.
His lane. You're gonna come to my arena if you want to beat me at something.
I'm not.
And that's what my thing is. And I look at it's somebody else that who was a brother that got knocked out and then he had to kind of bounce back from it. From I want to say he's from the UK.
You talking about
I can't remember his name. He just fought. He just fought. Black dude, heavy-weight, man.
Oh, black dude.
I can't remember his name, man. It'll probably come back to me later. But my thing is, if Jake Paul was targeting those type of guys, then I would be like, all right, I respect it. Win or lose, I would still respect it. I can't respect you going at a 57-year-old Mike Tyson. Could you respect
it if you knew that this was the rules of that game?
No.
That's like, so say for instance, if you knew that once you found out that there were scripted losses in WWF, did you then have a lose respect for the participants?
No, because at the time when we started figuring out it was fake, we were already growing up. And so now when you look back, and here's the thing, the only thing that was really fake about wrestling,
it's not fake, it's scripted.
Yeah, it's scripted. Let's say that. The only thing that we look at as scripted is the win or loss, because them jumping off the ropes,
yeah,
that's real punishment on your body.
I mean, them punches. Now the punches in the Jake Paul thing, they still getting punched.
They still getting punched.
But if this is the rules of that particular type of arena and game,
who's the target demographic that they're attracting? They're not attracting WWE fans. They're attracting boxing fans. Yeah. So boxing fans are looking for a boxing match. If we want to watch something scripted,
but look, who said that y'all can't go watch a boxing match?
No,
so that's the fish. That's the hook. That's the hook. I mean,
but boxing fans like myself, like you, people that we know, we are looking at it no different than when we watched all of the greats in whatever weight class. Excuse me, whether it was Zab Judah, whether it was Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones, we're not looking at it like when we watched those fights, we weren't watching those fights with the same lens that we would watch wrestling with.
Yeah, we want to see a good match.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? We want to see a good match for sure, but at the same time, it's like that. I think that's the disappointment that many of us are having about this, because it's like nobody takes the Paul brothers serious when it comes to boxing, except people that are fans of them. Boxing fans do not take them serious.
I think a lot of people are giving Jake Paul a little bit more respect in the athletic world.
Boxing fans or just people?
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
That's where I'm going with it. People, yeah, because you're establishing a name, you're establishing notoriety, right? But the actual fans of it, it's just like there's people that loved Street Ball and One Mixtape or whatever the case it was for what it was, but there wasn't a lot of us saying that, yeah, if you had put them in the NBA, that they would just dominate the NBA. But
we thought they would. A couple of them got in there, but they didn't.
Yeah, Skip Tumalu got in there, but they found out quickly. There's a difference between a Skip Tumalu and Kobe, and we'll see Kobe and them. They went to the record.
Yeah, they came out,
and that's the difference. Like, all right, we gonna come out here, y'all gonna do all them tricks, but I'm still gonna dunk from almost half court. And Allen Iverson actually was able to get down on that level of how and won, but there's still a separation in the game. You come into the NBA, we're going to show you what it's really about. This is organized ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say, I don't know, man. Am I going to watch it? I'm probably going to watch it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Mike,
I'm probably going to watch it.
Because this is another thing. Like, I'm looking to see, like, is Mike able to turn that shit off? Like, dude, because, like, it's all good.
If he doesn't take a dive, which is my speculation, I'm not going to be shocked.
Because Roy Jones was backpedaling, so it wasn't really that.
I was just trying to tell the homie when I was just trying to tell the homie about Roy Jones, and he was like, "Yeah, he was landing important shots." I was like, "Nah, Roy Jones was trying to stay away from that man. He was trying to stay away from that.
Because I'm telling you, like, Mike is, bruh, he's like, he might forget where he at, and it'll be a done deal." Over.
He just start knocking everybody out.
It's knocking out. He might turn into a seance up there. You know, Mike opened up that book of evil and did it to work.
Hey, man, I seen the interviews like, I don't want to be that man.
Yeah, man. Look,
I don't want to be that man anymore. And I was like, wait, what?
Mike alone, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Because he had one click and
it's over. I mean, if this dude loses, I will be excited, even though it's an exhibition fight.
Yeah, so that just even go to tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, the exhibition means fake. I mean, not fake.
I mean, when Mayweather and Conor McGregor fought,
we know that was scripted.
You think it was scripted?
Because we know Mayweather finna win.
So you don't think that Mayweather was really going to knock him out towards the end because didn't the referee stop the fight, right? Because he was getting
because
he was getting a little wobbly there.
Exhibition is usually
like a spar. It's like a more intense sparring match
all the way. It's
that's true.
Different classes.
Yeah,
like weight classes.
Yeah,
that's different. So I think Conor was bigger than Mayweather.
Yeah, for sure. And was getting tagged.
But the exhibition to me is like, we know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
We're gonna watch it still.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it, but whatever, man. That's some drama, man.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Yo, there's been a long conversation that I don't think is ever gonna end on social media, especially in Black culture. But $1 million worth of game interview Cardi B, right? Okay. No, and I think she's starting to ramp up. She's
finna drop an album.
Well, I mean, she's been finna drop an album for like what, 6 years? You know what I'm saying? And your boy Joe Budden made a good point about why she hasn't.
Yeah, he said she was scared.
She was afraid, which a lot of people are when they're trying to measure up to the success.
How you afraid when you're not writing your shit?
I mean, hey, dog, you can have that.
What you scared of? Go get the nigga who's supposed to write this good shit.
Well, hey, right? Man, you never know, man. The writer might not.
Oh, it's the other. He's busy.
Yeah, or the writer, or maybe the writer may not be as lit. Maybe they pen game ain't as lit. But I mean, this is still Joe's speculation, though. Yeah. It's still his speculation. But she said something in the interview, or it was like a PSA that they put out where she was talking about 50-50.
Okay.
And
in a relationship?
Yeah, in a relationship.
Is she back in a relationship?
I mean, I don't know what's going on with them, man.
I don't pay attention. I don't
really know how wealthy people do the 50-50 thing. But I got a question for you. What is 50-50 in the first place?
All right, so that's good because I just had this conversation with my coworker and my supervisor like a week or two ago.
Oh, perfect.
So 50-50 to some people, 50-50 is where you guys are both paying towards the same things equally.
Okay.
But 50-50 could also be divvying up certain responsibilities.
Okay.
50-50 could be a lot of different things. But I don't think there's no such thing as really 50-50 necessarily unless it's talking about finances, because 50-50 we also talking about responsibilities of the household and the relationship. So most of the time it's like you doing 100% of that and I do 100% of that.
Yeah.
So it ain't it's how you would look. It's just like you can take different scenarios and they can be coming up at different, you can get different what do they call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Percentages and shit. Like, from the same type of equation.
It could be 60-40, it could be 80-20. Yeah.
But basically, 50-50 in my eyes, is, I guess, a little bit of both. Whereas, like, you have the finances that are 50, and then there's like the responsibilities of the household. For me, I look at it as like, if one person is better at something, and they then I look at it like maybe that person is not always willing to do what they're better at.
Yeah.
But more than likely, I'm looking at who does which job the best.
Okay.
And I allow the person who does the best job.
Oh, so you're talking about from your perspective. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could dig that.
So 50-50 is, it's a...
I asked that question, honestly, because so many people talk about it, but nobody ever, breaks down their perception of it, right? So, but what I've learned is that it seems like the majority, as far as people that are talking, the perception of 50-50, I've seen I've heard the most of two different versions. There's the version where everything is split down the middle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if the PG&E bill is $100, you pay 50, I pay 50, right? And then there's the 50-50 where it's like, well, I'll take care of these bills and you take care of the mortgage, or I'll take care of the mortgage, you take care of these bills, or I do this and you do that. And the crazy thing is I mean, I don't know about you, but us growing up, we knew that our parents pay bills. Mm-hmm. We didn't know which bills they paid. We just knew that mom and dad was taking care of everything in the house. Right. And so it's interesting to me, because if we grew up in a time where we came from a 2-parent household like me and you did, and we watched both parents go to work, mm-hmm. both parents pay the bills, that's what we know. Mm-hmm. Which means that that's what they knew. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I pose that question is because lately in the dating world and conversations, it's, I can't be with a 50-50 person, man. And then you got also the dudes that's caping, right?
Saying that they do everything.
Yeah, I do everything. These dudes out here, they don't. And I just started thinking about, wait a minute, why am I letting perspective basically compete with history? Because there's been this lie that's been going around on the internet that traditional men, traditional women, even way back in the day, the women stayed home and the men worked and took care of everything. And I'm like, well, what culture? Because in our culture, even grandma was working but still coming home and feeding right. Mom, dad, and their siblings when they was kids. Sure. So what part in history for our culture were women sitting at home and men taking care of everything and paying all of the bills? And I just think that wasn't really a thing in our culture, because we had to work. Our culture had to work twice as harder.
We needed 2 incomes,
and they had to come together
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, a lot of these our grandmothers and stuff, the reason why they were really superior at cooking and cleaning is because that was part of their job.
Yeah, most people don't know history that most women weren't. A lot of the women were not working. They were not part of the working force. Mm-hmm. Women became part of the working force during World War II. When mm-hmm. the men went off to war,
right.
the people who worked in these industries and these factories
right,
and who
helped
make all these things to be shipped over for the war were the women. And so that's when women started gaining a lot more of their independence during that time period.
Exactly.
And began working 9-to-5 jobs.
Exactly.
That wasn't the reason that why your grandmother and grandfather lived these traditional lives, because that was the way society was set up.
Yeah.
And so now we're in a time when that's not what is going on. For me, I look at it like it's a power trip for some men, but if I'm able to, I would love to be able to afford to pay for everything. That would be great.
100%. I think most of the men, especially in our generations, man, if I had the bag to do it, I would do that and then some. Just like most young men would love to buy their mother a house and retire their parents, right?
Yeah. See, I think the difference on how people view it is, some men are saying I don't want my wife to work.
Yeah. That's
a difference than saying I have the ability to pay for things and she doesn't have to.
My perspective is I would love to be in a position where my wife didn't have to work.
And coming to me asking me for money or me giving you that's weird to me.
That is weird.
That feels, I don't like that type of feeling, to feel like I'm in some type of control.
Yeah, for sure.
And then people enjoy what they do and like what they do. So what am I how does some people find their identity in the work that they do outside of the home?
Right.
So being at home, that's cool. Some women enjoy it.
Yeah, they do. Or they enjoy getting up and going to work and going to the office
taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
Some get up and go to the office, or and not even necessarily the office. It could be whatever type of thing that they do. They may enjoy what they do.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I look at it also. I just thought it was important to highlight going back to the history part of when people are men are supposed to, because that's the other thing too. We have a lot of angry women out there saying that men are supposed to be providers. Providing what? And the first thing that they say is finances. And it's that's crazy that you would think that that's the only thing.
Yeah, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But if the dude that's got enough to do, he don't have enough time for you. And then if he don't have enough time for you and he's making enough money to do all that type of stuff, then he's looking at a different type of woman.
Yeah, but there's levels to the providing too. Different elements to provide.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, yeah, you go out there and you pay the bills, but that's not over. Like the yard still needs to be done. You still need to protect the household. You still need to teach your kids certain values. If you guys have a son together, he has to teach him how to be a man. You got to teach him how to play baseball, dribble a basketball. Like that's all providing.
Yeah, I got to provide.
That's all every aspect. But you guys look at the money, and it clicked one day when I thought about why that's such a big deal to a lot of modern women. And you know what I figured out?
Because they don't know, they don't have no skills.
Because they spend the most. Because they spend the most in the country.
Yeah.
They're the biggest consumers in this country. They consume more than 70%.
Because to be able to take
as far as in
all of this,
yeah, they spend like even when you look online and you see like all the different styles of influencers, it all boils down to certain things, whether it's hyperconsumption or whether it's just consuming product, period. That's what they do. They spend bread. That's where a lot of times in relationships, they bump heads because, we're pretty simple. I'm playing my PlayStation, or I'm gonna go step out with the homies, whatever the case is. Even maintenance, right? We get the beard shape up, or you get your hair braided, or you get your hair cut. That's it. There's no
like to go out to brunch.
Yeah, you got the brunches, you got the makeups, you got the different hair care products, you got all of this maintenance that I understand. Women want to keep themselves up. And things of that nature, but those are things that you're doing prior to a relationship anyway.
Yeah, a lot of those things, and I'm saying brunch, just joking, but yeah, those things like going out to happy hour and doing all these different, like all the time, going out with the friends and the groups. Yeah, that costs a lot of money.
It costs money, and then when you look at things that weren't like when we get in our 20s, right? Things that men always had to pay for that women didn't. Entry to the club, VIP access. Yeah. Discounts.
The bottles.
Girl can go to Lululemon if the guy at the register thinks you're attractive. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna use my discount for you. We don't have that luxury. All we know is this is the way it is for us. Even when it comes to clothing, they can go buy a dress for $20.
I was just about to say that. They can go right down the Rainbow. They can go to DD's.
Yeah.
They can go to all these little spots.
Our shoes are expensive. Our clothes are more expensive
for a shirt.
Yeah. It's expensive, so it's easy to break it down and be like, you should provide and pay for everything. But I just think there's a lot of delusion there, because from a lot of us that come from the environments that we come from, especially if some of these ladies come from a single parent household, they should know better, right? And so for us, it's like we watched mom and dad do teamwork. There wasn't now. They could have probably fought or disagreed over finances at times, but they understood that, hey, I'm the other half of making sure their ship stays afloat. And for somewhere down the line, it's turned into so many different platforms, men and women, red pill, whatever, going back and forth talking about who should do what. And it's like, well, you guys need to understand why it is the way it is, and stop lying and saying that, oh, well, you should be doing this. Or like when I see 20-year-olds talking like that, it's hilarious.
And you don't know what you talking
People
about.
in their 20s talk about, I need somebody that makes 6 figures and this, that, and the other, and 1%. And I'm just like, y'all need to look at what age bracket it's common for people to have A, B, C, and D in their life, and why it's designed that way.
And we in 2024, dog. You gotta have 2-3 types of hustles to be out here surviving, especially in California.
And it ain't your fault. Like, that's what people need to understand. It's not.
The standard is 2-3.
Yes, it's the standard, and it's not your fault. That's just where the economy is right now. Like Boosie said, that's where your economy is.
Yeah.
The economy is bad right now, so you got to get your money right.
Just on a small little tangent, just when you're saying that, like, I hate when people say words that they hear other people pronounce, but they acting like they reading it for the first time. Like Candace Owens, she did that on the bar with, she said,
I didn't get a chance to watch that.
She said Colin Kaepernick. And I was like, come on. Like you've heard people say the name. You're not reading the name right now.
So do you think she was doing that to be petty?
She said, how do you say it? You say Kaepernick? I say I'm like, come on, man. You've heard his name. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's probably corrected people that said it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
We've heard his name too many times.
So you watched that interview?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched part of it.
It was her and Joe Budden, right?
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to that.
It's a little frustrating because on those type of interviews, and I was reading the comments, a lot of people was mad about like how he was dealing with her and like with mittens. But all of his hero episodes, he usually just let them rock. Like he don't really do too much like trying to debate with the person. He's allowing the person to really just tell their story. And then he make comments here and there throughout, but for the most part, those people are just really telling the story. So it's not for him to debate with them on that platform.
You know what's crazy is I think somebody like Candace Owens would have, I think she would get a lot of flack if she really gave the breakdown on what we just talked about as far as like the 50-50 thing. I think a lot of women would despise her because she would be on more of the side of how a lot of men see it.
Yeah, she I don't really care here or there for her, but she did kind of just stand up, or not stand up, but she checked some white dude that who was it? Peter Rosenberg. Talking about why she was sitting down with Joe, and like, dude, how you a white dude trying to tell me and a black man about us having a conversation that got to deal with our community that we shouldn't be talking to each other?
And that was the basis of his point, right? Is like, why are they sitting down? Why is he even wasting his time sitting down talking to her?
Yes, mind your business.
Yeah,
like, we sitting down and have a conversation. I'm happy she sat down with him.
Yeah,
you don't mean that I expected to hear Joe, like have Joe be the person to dissect her, but I mean, it's a start. So
I think it's weird because you see it everywhere else, right? You always see two people that come from the same culture with opposing opinions, right? Yeah. And sit down and have a civil conversation. Because if it went the other way around, right, and they were like saying derogatory things and threatening things about each other, then it would be like, you guys just can't have a simple conversation and sit down.
Well, yeah, and she's usually on platforms that are not owned by black people. So now that she's on a black person's platform, he invited her. She accepted the invite and they came and spoke. And so
what do you think her issue, not her issue, what do you think the issue is with the culture having a disagreement? Now, there's other people in the culture like Anton Daniels. He's really on her side about her stance on certain things. And there's other black conservatives. But what do you think the disconnect is between her and the black culture, as far as in why not enough people are not on her side as far as in her thoughts and her critique?
Because she came in not only just based on her views, the way in which she presents herself, the way she speaks, the person that she is in a relationship with. She fits the mold of a person who is utilized as a tool, not necessarily against the black community, but for the opposing side to kind of, almost like weaponizing her. And then she came in at a time when it was Trump country.
Yeah.
And she said that they kind of like said that she said something that she didn't. They kind of like chopped up what she said on an interview, but she basically just fits that mold. So she's, I'm sure there's a lot of people who do agree with her. Like
I agree.
A lot of her points.
See, I don't think you can agree with a person. I think you can agree with certain perspectives that they talk about.
For sure. Because
there's people that I've been fans of since I was a kid that I 100% agree with a lot of their points, and then every once in a while I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that.
Dr. Umar,
man, Dr. Umar is a headache, man. Because I'll be like, yeah, I agree with that. And then I don't agree with that, dog.
Or Charleston White.
Charleston White says a lot of truth.
Charleston White says
a lot of truth as well. But then it'd be some levels where
he'd be like, come on, Charleston. Like, come on, dog.
I feel like people don't know how to debate Charleston White because he's good at getting you in an emotional state to where now you're arguing with your emotions. The thing that Charleston White loves to do.
Stand on some shit though.
Well, he'll
really rock with you.
He does. I'm gonna tell you where a lot of these people I think win debates. They use the same escape door. I can't do it, but they can. And I think the way that you can compete with that is, what do they have to do with you? It's almost like what our parents used to tell us. what does the next person have to do with your behavior when you're in control of your behavior?
I think the answer to that is he's not really saying or justifying his behavior, because he understands and is accepting what he's doing. He's really saying, why are you talking to me with that energy and you ain't talking to them with that energy?
But what happens if they are? Because you have a point. But the people he says that to ain't talking to the other side like that.
He's talking to, and I understand, just knowing what his story was. It's like a comic book. Mm-hmm. It's like he was a dude who had a different image.
Yeah.
He's been doing what he's been doing in the city for so long, right?
Yeah. You're right. His internet image is different than what he's probably really actively doing.
What he was doing it the quote unquote right way.
Right.
And he got frustrated.
Yeah.
And he saw the movie Dolomite from Eddie Murphy. So I remember when that came out, and I was like, damn, it was just that recently that he made that transition. But he said he was inspired because he found out, oh man, this dude's been an actor this whole time. Not knowing.
No, he told people I'm playing a character.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, he told people I was playing a character for sure.
Yeah. So with Charleston, I think he's accepting of all of that. I think it's just more of like, where's the energy at with them, because y'all not bringing that energy to them. So it's kind of like
he went the Charlemagne route when he was talking to Birdman. Why you pull up on Ross like that?
Yeah, I'm not pulling up on you.
I'm pulling up on you.
All three of them.
And I agree with both sides. Don't bring up. I'm pulling up on you. You don't call him. Yeah. Hey man, that's what you asked for, because
man, Envy was over there spooky wookie.
Yeah, they both, him and Angela, he was like, man, I'm gonna let you, Charlemagne, you got it.
Y'all to let Charlemagne get beat up, y'all. Envy would have did it too. Let Charlemagne get beat up.
Envy would have jumped in, like, yeah, Charlemagne, why you?
Envy, we still Envy. We ain't forgot about you.
Oh yeah,
we ain't forgot about you.
We ain't forgot about him. Yeah. We ain't forgot about him. But I think that because it is interesting, when we say Charleston, because I think Charleston White is on the same frequency as a Candace Owens. Now here's my bottom line.
You say the same frequency, but are they?
I'll tell you why.
Same squad or same team?
Yes, I do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the thing with Charleston, right, is he gives heavy criticism on our culture. Charleston White is one of the things that makes him controversial is the criticism that he gives the culture. Now he could talk about it being just on a rap level, but but when I see people with our hue giving heavy criticism on the culture, yeah, they'll use rap as an example, but they feel that way about the culture in general because they keep using these examples. You're not really hearing a whole lot of positive, progressive things from these individuals, and that's because maybe they feel like they're the trash people, right? And when I say the trash people, I mean, we gotta take out the trash before we start celebrating. The living room's dirty, the kitchen is dirty. I'm not gonna give you any cool points when the house is dirty all the way around. You see what I'm saying?
The difference with Charleston and Candace is, and I think this is why people, a lot of people in the comment section of YouTube are most of them are agreeing with Charleston, or most of them are on Charleston's side, right? Mm-hmm. We could look at people in the comment section as being on the sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
And the people who actually are on the videos, that's the streets.
Yeah.
So the people in the streets, they mad, but Charleston is of the culture. Candace doesn't present as being from the culture, and
so you feel like black. Charleston has a better understanding of the what and why in the culture, and Candace,
because everybody in Candace on her YouTube sidewalk is everybody from every walk of life that's black, that identifies as being black. Have you watched
any of her shows on YouTube or anything like that?
Nah, I've wanted to, but
because I'm curious if she's interviewed people of the culture to ask those questions and get an understanding. Which is what you should do when you do an interview with somebody. You want to get an understanding of who they are and the rhyme and reason of why they operate the way they do. So I'm curious if she's ever done that.
I usually feel like
how often she does it.
Those be like too scripted for me. I think a lot of stuff, it seems like it's
that's why you gotta get like you gotta get a Kanye, you gotta get a Charleston, you gotta get people that's gonna be
Hill. Remember Mark Lamont Hill?
Yeah,
like he used to be on her side, and it just seemed like he made a shift. Like since he had been on like CNN and on
Yeah.
a lot of those times they don't have enough time, I guess, to get an in-depth conversation. It's really like you got to get through these questions in this amount of time, and you can't really have a full real conversation.
So they need the Club Shay Shay conversation.
Yeah, she need to go on Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay conversation.
Well, if he get her on Shay Shay, dog,
it's over.
Candace Owens on Club Shay Shay for sure.
I think that can happen if she'll sit down with Joe Budden.
Dog, if she go on Shannon.
Because listen, here's the thing. You know what people don't give appreciation to about Club Shay Shay? He does his homework.
Yeah, for sure.
And they'll be like, oh, it's the most messiest because they look at the clips and they look at the beef that came from the clips. But it's like, no, dude will actually read off things when he's introducing that. I'm like, wait, I didn't know that they did that. Or I didn't know that they won that. Or I didn't know that they were involved with this.
And
he does his homework.
He letting them go.
Yeah, he's not trying to stir the pot. He'll ask a question about something that everybody already knows about and he wants to get their side. I got to give him his credit for that.
There is getting answered by that person speaking right there.
Yeah.
There's no need to ask the question. He may reiterate it. He may try to just so he can put himself in the conversation.
Right.
He may, kind of allude to something.
Yeah.
And then allow them to speak.
Yeah. I think that kind of movement on certain platforms can get a more civilized conversation going and get a better understanding of both sides. I mean, there's a reason why you and myself agree with certain things Charleston said, certain things Candace Owens said, because I do believe if you just 100% agree,
I be with most of what Charleston be saying. I'm not even gonna lie, dog. I be sitting there like Charleston. I like his energy. I like the energy he bring, and I like how he's
still comedic about it. You know what I'm saying? He's still funny about it.
That's the Charleston I don't like. It's the live Charleston. But you got to watch the Charleston. You watch the Blue Couch. The dudes from.
I've watched those interviews.
You seen the old man?
No.
It's some old dude from Charleston area, and they had him on there. Old black dude, missing teeth, all gray, all his hair white, full beard, all white, old dude. Very good conversation.
Okay,
it was different. Like they had some very good questions,
good dialogue.
And he had some different perspective responses for a man of his age. So it's dope.
Yeah, I mean,
Charleston on live, he goes crazy, but on there, he's always very.
I always look at when he does some of his antics. I always play back when he said, "I'm a character. I'm playing a character." And if you've came across that content, then that's how you comb through what he's saying.
You know who the Charleston of battle rap is?
Oh, Solo? I was just playing.
Yo, Solo be saying some crazy shit.
Solo is hilarious. What you call it? That's one of my favorite casts right now. Yeah. Daylight be saying some crazy.
And when he's battling somebody who used to battle people who didn't really have much respect for their pen, he was playing. He never played with he never came with antics on somebody who respected. So it's kind of like Charleston to come. It's not saying that he don't respect them other platforms, but I feel like when he get on certain couches or certain people he's speaking to, he know when to turn into the character and when not to, and he's there for a different type of message.
Yeah, and he don't speak on everybody the same way, even when he's talking about hip hop. You won't hear him say crazy things really about a J. Cole or a Kendrick.
I just don't like when he say them California niggas.
Yeah,
because it's just like when it's like, nah, you talking about LA.
Yeah, you're talking. Well, I wouldn't even say just LA. I would say that you're talking about a certain type of culture in that region. So if you're talking about gang culture, then say California gang culture.
California,
or if you're talking about people in the Bay Area, you're saying some of the street culture in the Bay Area. But when you say California, it's I know for a fact, Charleston, you have not been to Bakersfield. Or you have not been to Turlock or Madera or Wasco or Alameda.
Rainwater.
You know what I'm saying? California is huge. Yeah, it's huge, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think
it's
California is number what?
It's 2.
It's no, I'm talking about as far as the world economy.
Oh yeah,
California's in the top 10.
Dog, if we
state,
we be thinking about coming. If we just remove our little puzzle piece, right? We account for 1/3 of the country's agriculture.
Yes,
30% of the food y'all eating coming from over here. The weed y'all smoking coming from over here.
Exactly.
YouTube, Google, all that. From over here.
Like the equivalent of somebody saying that is like saying, yeah, man, all y'all people in the South, man. All y'all people in the South, y'all just blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bruh.
Dog. You know? they got to team up. Texas, they might go ahead and do their own thing. Florida, y'all definitely been doing y'all own thing. Yeah. Y'all just do whatever y'all want to do.
Right.
But yeah, if we decide to, you know what, let's just go over here.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Our weather is good over there.
Well, that's why the agriculture is great.
Yeah, man.
But that's what I do agree with you. And he be like, yeah, y'all California.
Y'all California niggas.
Like, but speaking of Charleston, because, Charleston had a beef with this brother, but man, Bric Baby's had a week.
Big Bric. What's up with your boy?
So, okay, for y'all, okay, let me say this. Because I've been going back and forth with even if I wanted to touch up on this real quick. But I personally knew Bric Baby coming up. We met at a private school in Mississippi.
Private school in Mississippi.
And that was just dropped a documentary on Hulu.
Hey, and before he even tell y'all the story about, let me tell you how he got to this private school in Mississippi. Me and this dude, bro, was best friends. We end up in a small town. Ain't too many black folks. So now we get to the school together. All the white kids are like, hey, you gonna be friends with him? I say, you damn right I'm gonna be friends with him.
Yeah, man.
What are you talking about? So we end up, we friend.
They was afraid of the revolution. Man, it's gonna be a revolution up here. It's two of them now.
Man, we don't stay too far from each other. Only a 5-minute bike ride. Our parents we find out our parents work together. So we kicking it. Man, I come to this dude's house one day, and he's not there. His mama done shipped him to Mississippi.
No. Okay, so we moved to Sac first.
Y'all, wherever you. All
but
I
was only I'm
in Mississippi.
But I was only out here for a semester, and then I was out of here.
What? It's like, huh?
Yeah. I was out of here, man. I was out of here. And I spent a few years. I spent the majority of my high school years at this school, and in that time, I met Bric. Me and the homies at that school know him obviously by his government name. You know what I'm saying? And I will say he's who you see right now. He was
turned up.
He was like that in school. So I can't take, how some people, right? When they go away to everybody that ever knew them, they get to make up a whole different identity.
For sure. Especially if you're coming from California.
Yeah.
You might be from a little small town and try to act like you from
Yeah, because nobody can do the they can't do the research on you. But no, he was 6-0 in it back then when we was teenagers. He was about that, and that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then he had the crazy thing is he had another homeboy of ours that they knew each other before coming to the school or whatever, that was from LA, and he could confirm that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an act. I know it's kind of, we live in a different time with the way the culture, gang culture is on the internet and stuff. But
nah, bro, wasn't act. That wasn't no act. Like some people.
I read comments.
Some people like.
I read comments.
I get the jokes like saying he was finna cry. Some people might look at it like that. No,
he was heated.
I'm gonna tell you. That right there, when you lose your voice like that, bro, y'all can make the jokes all you want. Like some people do that. That's when they at they tip top. Some people just don't have that emotional kind of emotional outburst and get to that level where you lose your voice. But that means other things is you not even breathing. Like that's his. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows that anger. And that's why I kind of like laugh, because like I said, I went through the comments.
Yeah, they was
but I've done that since he's been on No Jumpers, just to see what kind of perspective, or just to see what they believe or what they don't believe. It's just like that interview they had with old boy, the white boy, him and Sharp, and he was playing around. He kept playing around.
Talking about the dude that was sitting next to Sharp, and they was finna.
They was finna go in, and everybody was like, "Yeah, but y'all don't do that with anybody." And it's like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I don't think that they were just trying to play gangster or just trying to punk bruh. They kept telling bruh to stop doing something, and he kept doing it.
He was a weirdo, so he came in.
So when y'all say stuff like, "Oh, well, yeah, they only did that to him, but they didn't do that to anybody else." Well, anybody else that was on the show didn't keep provoking the situation.
And he fake sex player.
Yeah,
like that's one. Like, ain't no black man finna let you sex play him like that, like saying weird shit like that.
Yeah. So like I noticed that, but yeah, on that episode, no, bro was hot.
Yeah,
he was hot. Now I'm gonna be totally 100. I didn't know what was going on because I seen him trending and I seen that trending, so I just seen that clip.
I've been following.
So what's the breakdown?
So he so you know who DW Flame is?
Yeah.
All right. So him and Flame been on the same podcast. They cooling, and one day he's DW Flame leaned over and off the mic said a derogatory term that they call the neighborhoods, right? I guess in nap or something like that. That's what they call a cigarette, but that's and dude being from Long Beach, I guess I did my little homework. I don't know nothing. My ear to the street a little bit, but they not even really like enemies or anything. So why is you using that term? What the real issue was, not only him using the term, but he said it to Bric Baby, who is rolling 60, and so a lot of people from that neighborhood car was having issues with it. So two dudes came up to the pot to No Jumper, tried to come in. Bric had them security not let them in. So it's been a whole thing going on between that, and then the dude who came up there, he been on Spider Loke podcast talking to him. He released the phone call. He recorded a phone call between him and Bric was using a derogatory term that they called the Long Beach, the 20s or whatever. So it's just been a whole bunch of little gang bang nonsense going on.
Wait,
shit that's
recorded the call and then put it out there.
That's a little like telling on
what
we recording phone calls like that's.
So when Bric was turned up, he was turned up towards Spider Loke.
No. He was talking to,
or he was turned up on. He
was really talking. He came in there hot because he feel like Adam was like, kind of had a hand in it. I guess he said he wasn't really tripping on Adam, but yeah. And then hold on.
Yeah, that. So wait, well, okay. If it was if Adam played a part in it, who else was? Oh,
the security guard was in the back. So it was a security guard that he was talking to also that I guess was giving out addresses.
Oh wow.
And so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I've seen different takes on what people have to say about what's going on that podcast. I'm gonna be real. I'm not the craziest fan of No Jumper. I actually like I like who's on there. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, I'm not even going to trip. Like, I know Bric, and I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, basically following, you know, the transitions and what's been going on in his life. He was locked down, you know, for a minute and stuff like that. And, you know, he was really doing his thing heavy with the music too. We did music, you know, when we was in high school. I still got some of the songs. But the thing is it's like, I like the fact that some of these cats are not in the streets in their podcasting, but I don't like the fact that certain people are stirring the pot on that platform that can bleed back into the streets.
Adam didn't have to release the video.
He didn't. And one of the things, because I don't really tune into Joe Budden's platform too often. I'll see clips here and there, but I did respect the hell out of them flaming him when he tried to capitalize on the content when Kevin Samuels passed. Oh, yeah. And I think, you know, we as content creators, especially when you're building your name, you really got to be careful and decipher the difference between like people using you and using your situations to benefit them, and you still got to go home to those situations. And so when people looked at like Bric getting upset and him crashing out, he's not crashing out just, oh yeah, I'm about to show y'all how gangsta I am, just from my perspective and what I believe I still know about, bruh. I think it was about you keep meddling into something that is life or death for the majority of the people involved, just for clicks and views. I'm a huge fan of Anton Daniels, and he reviewed it and he talked about it.
Anton Daniels talking about dude from Detroit.
Yeah.
He had Charleston on his podcast.
Yeah. And I think that even Anton's point, he made a lot of good points about, like, you know, things that go on in our community. But what I think that was missing that he was saying was, you know, he was just criticizing that type of culture. But the thing is I have an understanding of it. I'm not saying it's 100% okay, but when people are in it, when they're born in it, when it's generational, because somebody made a point about the street culture, and they think that a lot of people have this perception that people just jump into a gang and that's what it is. Some of this stuff is lineage. They daddy was in it. They mama was in it. They aunties was in it. They big cousins was in it. They older brother was in it, you know, and then it's just like, well, what do you do? You see what I'm saying? Some people walk away from it. They go to college or whatever the case is. But I don't really think it's a culture that you want to meddle in. Or even if you're going to critique it, then you need to critique it as far as in trying to keep kids on the right path. But there's a reason why it's called the streets. Stay on the sidewalk. A lot of us are on the sidewalk. We go to work. We do what we do. We are family men and women. And some of these cats are trying to get out of it. But I think that a lot of people had a luxury of getting online and getting to say whatever they want to say in the comment section or whatever they want to say over the phone. And that stuff is real. And when he was going off the way he was going off, it wasn't just for no reason. Yeah,
I looked at it a couple of times. It didn't seem like he was faking to me.
Yeah, it definitely. But like I said, I think that it was also a message being sent to two sides. And yeah, it was on the internet. And yeah, you know, there's certain people trying to calm him down and trying to express certain things to him. But, you know, we live in that time where I've seen stuff like this, not necessarily him getting upset, him crashing out. But I've seen scenarios where somebody finally gets triggered to where it's like, all right, man, I've had enough. I've seen some of the comments people. I'll never forget when Khalees did that interview with Jason Lee. It was airing Nas out. I seen Nas get upset on his IG and post like 7 different posts, but he was explaining himself in the description of the post of what was going on. Like a couple of stuff wasn't even spelled correctly, not because
you writing that fast.
Because he was writing it fast, he was mad, and then eventually somebody got in his ear, was like, man, take that down, and he took it down. So it's like when people keep playing with you and people keep doing certain things that could put you in a position to where you could lose something or lose everything, you're gonna go in and you're gonna the smart thing to do is to not probably get in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you're emotional.
Yeah, because the other side sees you like that. Whoever it is you got an issue with sees you like that. And whoever doesn't support you and does criticize you, they see you like that as well. So it's one of those things where it's like, I understand. I've even done it before where something has happened, honestly, off of social media, but the people are on social media, and let me write this. I had it happened to me a couple years ago. My cousin was like, hey man, just go ahead and take that down. And that one time I didn't. I was like, nah, that needs to stay up, and it needs to be an understanding, because you have some people that will not confront you head on.
Yeah.
They will continue to duck and dodge. And me personally, I hate the subliminal shit. I don't like the hide behind my phone, hide behind my keyboard, or I'm gonna tell this person because I know it's gonna get to you, or whatever the case is.
Yourself,
Like, I just won't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're on that level where it's like take flight on sight, then it'll be that. But that stuff is real, man.
I ain't trying to fight at this age either, man.
We're really not, but there be people that be trying to get you there, man.
Man. And if I gotta use my energy to fight you,
it's gonna be well worth it.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be well worth it. It'll probably be behind my family, my kids, and my wife, and or my mama. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm with a close bro that I feel like they trying to outnumber him or something like that. Yeah, but no, nobody that we too old for that shit.
Yeah,
I got grays in my beard,
I'm not
man.
chasing it.
I'm not chasing nobody, but if you in arm's reach.
No, I mean chasing it, like looking for that type of energy is like crazy.
Nah, I'm not. Nah, not at this age. I'm tired.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm tired, bro.
For sure.
How you feel about the cougar takeover, man?
It's a cougar takeover, man?
Yeah, man. So look, dude. There's just been this. There's been this epidemic, man, of like.
Calling them cougars, or are these
compared to the people that they dealing with? They cougars?
Are they criminals?
Cougar criminals?
Almost criminal behavior.
Yeah, but
how old is dude?
Okay, so let's start like this. So start like this. You got the Drea, you got the Drea Michelle and the Jalen Green situation, and then you have. Joy, I think her name is Joy.
She just got pregnant by
Stefan Diggs' little brother. And she already has 2 children by 2 different individuals. There's like a 10-year age gap. But those are the most recent.
10 ain't bad. 10-year age gap. I mean, how old is he?
25, I believe.
She's 35.
35. I mean, but that's just the trending. That's the trending thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the trending conversation.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's
or they're just highlighting it.
Well, there's been other scenarios like and some of these women are like either been on Love and Hip Hop or one of these reality shows or video vixens like there was another person, Bernice Burgos was dating a younger athlete. I think it was Jaylen Brown. But it's a trend of a lot of these older I don't want to say influence. I don't want to say influencer.
25. We wasn't 20. We was 25 a little. I mean, damn, it's been that long, dog. We was 25 12 years ago. Damn.
But you got to look at it. I'm looking at it like the criticism that would have always been there.
Have been a man.
Roles reversed. Yeah. Now there's certain exceptions that happen. I get that, but at the same time.
Yeah, if it was a man, that's looked at a lot nastier. More,
especially if it was more consistent with more. Now there are, but I'm saying like if it was more consistent on a level where people were trying to benefit off of being with somebody younger, because I do feel like these younger athletes are being taken advantage of. And you of course, you're going to hear people say, well, nah, they're grown, they're adults, but it doesn't work like that when the roles are reversed. And don't get me wrong, you have people like Leonardo DiCaprio that's, trying to rob the cradle.
Yeah.
And people like that.
They say Leo's a wild boy.
Yeah.
He's a freaky out.
Yeah. And so when I see this, I'm just looking at the pattern. LeAngelo Ball, somebody that is with Nikki from Love and Hip Hop, and there's a huge age gap, and they got kids. And my thing is like, okay, fine. Let's just say that, all right, yeah, they are both adults. They can do what they want. No laws are being broken. I'm looking at the trend of all these older chicks dating all these younger guys, and they're not producing no families. They producing babies.
What? Do you think these are women who've played the game so long that they got to go find the younger person who's able to or willing to have a baby at that age?
I feel like they understand the game, and because of their experience in the game, they figured out a hack. Or it's like, you know what?
I mean, a man at their age is most likely not wanting to have a baby.
Or with them.
Like if she's 35, this could be a guy who's really not willing to have a baby at that age.
Or maybe he just doesn't want to have a baby at that age, just on some co-parenting stuff. Maybe they're trying to build a family. I would think that a lot of these older guys in their mid-30s and later are trying to create families, especially when they're millionaires and affluent, because they're trying to create legacy at this point. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that these young athletes, it's different. It hits different because their lives are kind of just now starting. You know, when you're young, early 20s, even 25, you're still trying to figure life out. You just happen to be making a whole lot of money that's very uncommon for somebody your age and even 10 years older. So think about the things that we laughed at or the things that we done or how we acted between the ages of 20 and 25. And then how we look at some of those things now in our mid 30s. You see what I'm saying? So it definitely, I know that if I was 25, you know what I'm saying? And if I was, let's start with Jalen Green. He's around like 22, 23, I think. And Dre is 39, right? So if I'm at that, her son is 21.
Yeah, that's a crazy one.
Her son is 21.
I think he's 21 too.
Her son is 21.
I think they're the same age.
Right. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
If I was his age and I brought somebody like that home to meet my mom is finna cook. My mom finna ask all kinds of questions. You gonna hear the Law and Order music fading in. Dun, 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 yeah, my mom is gonna ask questions, and she's gonna be like, and my mom is going to keep pressing the issue.
Yeah, she's gonna be walking down trying to meet her. Gonna, hey, you know how when they try to hand the file to the captain, like, I need more information.
My mom is gonna press the issue, and I think most mothers would.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And so, especially like moms that have a very successful son, they already feel like, even moms that have broke sons be feeling like their son is too good for certain situations. But a mom that has a really successful son, whether he has a good career, he's making a lot of money, she's really going to overanalyze
because the mom and her around the same, are basically the same age.
Yeah. So
she be like, huh?
So, and I mean, there's been some women that's like, and these women I believe are real women that have spoke out like, nah, that's crazy. Yeah. You know, I've seen, I think I got the video somewhere where this woman like straight up was like, nah, that is not cool. I have a son and blah, 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 blah. And that was my thought process.
Yeah, it's wild.
And then I kind of compared, and I looked at the hypocrisy, because I'll never forget when Marcus Houston, when he married his wife, man.
Did you hear what he said though?
They went in.
Did you? Yeah, man, he's foul.
Listen, bro. I'm not defending Marcus Houston. All right? I'm not defending Marcus Houston. But what I am saying is, how do you have energy for that? And the guy actually married the girl, but you don't have that energy, if not more, for a woman that's going to have a child with this dude.
Because it's hard to look at women as
and
victimizers.
This is first. He don't have. It's not like he has other kids. This is his first kid, right? He's an athlete. She ain't do this with a tow truck driver.
Yeah, but society doesn't really look at women as, and like, if someone gets murdered, more likely it's a man. If somebody's being like predators men are looked at as more as being predator. Like,
man, they got a show. I don't know if they still run a new episodes called Snapped. Oh, and that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Listen, every time I used to come in and see Snapped on and it was on too often, I started looking. I was like, try to sleep with one eye open. It's like, you over there watching that.
You should have been sending messages back. You should have been mounting like swords on the side of the bed, on the wall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You should have been you should have been in the living room creating
Lopez.
Enough. You see, you could have had a rebuttal. You could have been making like a costume, like you a superhero. Like, yo, man, I'm carving up these batarangs. You know, so you gotta match the energy, man. But nah, like, yeah, of course we're gonna look at it crazy and be like, well, why are you so interested in crime
but not just crime, but Snapped.
Yeah, Snapped is crazy. Snapped. But the crazy thing is when you watch the episodes, dog, it's not really like they really snapped. It's just they decided that
they was ready to kill somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this eraser.
Yeah, that's the After Hours channel of what's that? The Lifetime.
Man,
you know, BET Uncut. Come on.
Oh, so that's they After Hours. Yeah, I'm good off that. I'm straight. Yeah, I ain't even rocking with it. But I think I think that stuff is crazy, dog. I actually feel for these young athletes, and I wish that older athletes, retired athletes, people that were a big deal would come up with some kind of thing. I mean, this could be a money grab for y'all, unfortunately, but it could be effective. Maybe y'all need to do like some professional training. You know, when you, hey, look, this is what's going to happen to you when you get in this league or when you play this game. This is the type of temptation that's going to come. These are the type of women that's going to show up, and you could lose it all. Because
Deion did it.
Yeah, when he was at Jackson State, right?
He brought Brittany Reiner through.
Yeah, Brittany Renner.
Renner.
You gotta be careful.
Reiner?
You gotta be careful because that sounded like Brittany Griner a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, if he brought her through, that's wow. That's wicked.
You gotta be careful, man.
That's wicked.
That sounded, but yeah, I remember he did. I thought he was a savage for doing that.
Yeah,
but she is from Mississippi though, so I mean that kind of worked out. But I think more of that needs to happen with young athletes because they probably get a little notoriety playing college. They was known in high school as being one of the best athletes. But when you go to the pros, yes, I think they're just exposed to something totally different.
Yeah.
And it's so overwhelming, especially if you a dude that's really talented, but you didn't get the attention from the women.
Zion.
Great example.
Zion out here wilding out.
Wilding out. But is he really wilding out or is he misguided? Is he misguided though?
Yeah, he's both.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of young, especially athletes, I feel like their young athletes are preyed on.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like they're misguided because a lot of these athletes come up without a male figure, a positive male figure. Their positive male figure is whoever they listen to when they're warming up. Whoever's on that playlist. You
seen ASAP call what's his name? That designer dude. He's like my dad. He hugged up. I forgot what designer dude hugged him. He's like my dad.
I just think that's Hollywood talk. Just like when you watch a rapper, right? And they mention another rapper, and they be like, "Yeah, that's my brother." But one has been in the game 20 years, and the other one's only been in the game 2 years, but they brothers. But I think that's Hollywood talk.
Anybody other than my dad is going to be a mentor to me.
Exactly.
So I don't even use those words.
Yeah, I don't. I'm the same way. Out of respect for my father, I'm not calling nobody else dad. But will I say they're like a father figure, or will I say they are a mentor? Yeah, yes, for sure. We
can say that
for sure.
We can say father
because me coming up as a young guy when I lost my dad, my friends that lived with their dad, I paid attention a lot. You know what I'm saying? I paid attention a lot to that dynamic.
That would be different. I would respect saying he's like a father to me. But you talking about some freaking designer, man. Some designer guy. It's come on, bro.
And maybe he was like a father to him in the designer world.
He was a grown man.
In the designer world, man. No? Nah, man. Nah, I tried to work it for you. I tried to work that concept, but it didn't work, man. It wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for me. I'm not calling nobody else.
Especially you just became a father. How you call it? Never mind.
Man, them perspectives is crazy. You know them perspectives is crazy, dog. Like for real. But it is what it is, man. But you know what, bro? We gonna have to get up out of here, dog.
It's over already.
You have to get up out of here, man.
That was a good one.
You have to get up out of here, unless it's something I forgot. No, I feel like it was something we was finna say, man. But I think we up out of here though.
We good, man. Yep.
Anyways, you've been listening to the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building,
Farmer Poe.
Hey, bro, is you using product and you're not even putting the product out there? That's your product.
I just bought all the supplies to make some more. This one I needed this one. I found it. I ran out of all.
So you finding product that you thought you got rid of?
No, I don't have no more left. I gotta make some.
Must be nice, man, being sold out.
I just bought some more products, man. Coming your way soon. News.
Yeah, I got some more Lavora Cole coming soon, so I got to keep that under wraps right now until it's ready to roll.
I'm trying to start doing some vending next month or summer. So.
Well, you already know what to do. Turn that notification on at the bell, and you know where to follow us on all platforms, the Notion Podcast. If you agree, if you disagree with certain conversations, leave those comments. Until next time, peace.